SEC chairman has seen his net worth skyrocket in recent years amid government service. Gary Gensler has seen his net worth skyrocket, and you guys may not like the sound of that because we ended up denying Adam Aron's compensation because we felt he wasn't doing enough for retail investors or shareholders of the company, and this is exactly Gary Gensler's job, and you may feel the same way about Gary Gensler, but we don't have a say in his compensation. However, I want to point out something, and I want to kind of question you guys in the comments down below of this video. Who else is voting for transparency for retail? This is a valid point. Maybe Gary Gensler hasn't done much for us, but I also don't see many people in power vouching for transparency or trying to push it through. Now, we have a lot of stuff to cover on AMC, GameStop, but for sure the overall market, what's happening with hedge funds and banks. So make sure to tune in till the end of the video, hit that like button, and engage the video in any way possible. Also, guys, real quick, I just want to say a huge thank you to everybody who supports the channel. I couldn't do it without you guys. I took a picture 3 years ago on October 30th saying this is where I'm at with my YouTube channel. I had a total of 4 subscribers, and this was the start of everything. Now we sit well above 17,000. I knew we would come this far, but I also know that we are going to go further. So thank you guys so much for joining me on the journey to financial freedom. Let's get into the video. All of a sudden, some news outlets, or at least this one in particular, are turning bullish on AMC. The unstoppable rise of AMC Entertainment Holdings, AMC, the future of cinemas, the evolution of AMC Entertainment Holdings in the digital age, AMC Entertainment Holdings leading the charge in cinematic experience. The list goes on. And a lot of times, the media loves to be right before a rally, and we're going to talk about the charts in 1 second. One more quick thing I wanted to cover. When I first did my NFT thing, the entire thing got screwed up. I don't believe I got my gold NFT, my HYMC NFT, and all that good stuff with AMC. Or if I do, I can't figure out how to get access to it. But if you guys received your NFTs today, you should have received your credit card NFTs. I've seen some people posting about it. So make sure to go check for your AMC NFTs and let me know in the comments down below if you received them. Okay, now I wasn't going to throw this in the video, but I'm just seeing it now. I probably actually can have that to replay and show you guys. I keep getting this ad for short squeeze, but only when I load my trading view into AMC's chart. I'm not going to coordinate it with anything, but I find it weird that that ad is popping up for this. Anyway, let's touch on AMC's chart. Down 2.15% on the day, trading at $10.45. What callouts were right for AMC GameStop SPY? What callouts were wrong? Let's talk about it. AMC, I said, was going to come up to $10.75 this week and then $13.25 for that next level. AMC hit the first target at $10.75, got rejected, coming down right here, basing off of $10.33. Beautiful. It's looking good. We want volume to maybe decrease on the sell-off and then increase tomorrow, break that level, come up to $13.25. I think that is going to happen if the Fed meeting is positive today, and we may even see a turnaround today depending on how positive it actually is. Overall, $13.25, that next level on AMC, and we are in this point of interest. I do still see AMC ripping over the next couple of weeks. 3.1 million shares available to borrow, 22,000 calls expiring in the money. Looking good for that aspect because there's only 5,000 puts expiring in the money and more people betting bullish on AMC as well. For this week, next week, the week after, and the week after that, AMC all looking extremely bullish on the options chain, but it doesn't mean anything if more puts are expiring in the money. That means market makers would be collecting more premium, but in this case, that is not the case, right? Maybe for GameStop, which we're going to touch on the numbers in a few minutes, but that is not the case for AMC. We're seeing a gamma ramp build week in and week out. They are small, but it is building. Yesterday, 237,000 short exempts on AMC. They are still fighting the algorithm, and market makers will have to locate these shares somewhere in late November, early December, which is exactly where our point of interest ends. Look, I told you, again, short squeeze for GameStop right here. Ad, I'm not making this up. GameStop trading at $13.28, down 3.56% on the day. I said it was going to come up, get rejected on this trend line. Worst case scenario, coming up to 13, getting rejected. It broke all the way up to the top of the channel instead at $13.91. And at this point, I'm waiting for it to bounce back and forth in this channel and break lower. If it breaks higher, if it breaks over 1460, I would invalidate any point that I've had. I would say, listen, I was wrong on GameStop. It's not going to go lower to $10.10. I would get out of my puts. This is what's happening with GameStop. That's what I would watch. I need a clean break over 1460, not a fake out breakout like this wick right here, a clean break. But right now, I am still thinking GameStop is going to sell below this wedge, come down to $10.10. 1.6 million shares available to borrow on GameStop. Most recent fee of 1.4%, not really notable there. Call to put ratio, puts are basically doubled in the money. However, out of the money, there are a ton more calls, so market makers are just going to collect premium. Again, guys, be careful doing this. We talked about this. Also, short exempts, 11,000 yesterday. We don't usually see that with GameStop. However, market makers don't want this thing to go green. This probably would have broken out over this channel if market makers didn't slap fake shares on it. But again, they are going to keep this thing down. Not only neutral, but down. I think they are going to push this down over the next couple of weeks. Now, I want to touch on some hedge funds. If you come up and you just look up hedge funds, this is how they're doing, right? Hedge fund investors pull 80 billion from industry in 2023. Hedge fund 2 Sigma is hit by a trading scandal, and you go down the line and they're not really solid. On top of that, Canada's securities regulators have barred a hedge fund from trading. The hedge fund had multiple failed trades that caused 100 million in losses to 3 brokerages just last week, and the hedge fund's only manager and owner died mysteriously a few days later. We have seen this time and time again where important people die a few days later of quote-unquote suicide or unknown causes. Even with the Bed Bath & Beyond CEO was a little bit fishy as well. But the fact that the hedge fund basically lost $100 million to 3 brokerage firms just shows what Citadel could do to Webull or Robinhood or anyone lending out their shares and agreeing for payment for order flow with Citadel. Citadel dumping fake shares poses a huge risk to you brokerages out there if any of you guys are watching this video, if anyone working there are watching this video. Now, BlackRock seeks world's largest market makers to provide liquidity for its Bitcoin ETF, aka Citadel. BlackRock, Citadel, once again, partnering up, teaming up. We've seen it time and time again. BlackRock gets all these shares in AMC, loans out all these shares, and that is the start of everything. BlackRock, Citadel, teaming up for this Bitcoin ETF, not a good sign. Now, before we get into some additional stuff to close out the video, as well as the S&P 500, and you are going to want to stick around for that, join the Discord, guys. The link is right under the video. I'm in there on the daily. We talk stocks all day long. We are starting a trading challenge soon. I post my trades as soon as I take them. Overall, best vibes in Discord. Any questions you have, doesn't matter. Whether you're a beginner or advanced trader, this is the place to go. Also, if you want up to 16 free stocks and a chance at $400 cash for transferring stocks into your Moomoo, use my link, sign up, and make a deposit of even $1 to start earning benefits from there. Both of those links are pinned in the top of the description and in the top comments. Also, with Moomoo, your money's insured. You're getting free level 2 order book data so you can see what whales are doing with their money, access to viewing other exchanges, as well as trading options, going long, going short, and more. Now, the National Association of Realtors has been convicted of colluding to maintain artificially high home sale commissions and have been mandated to pay $1.8 billion in damages. Now, this is old. Everybody knew about this, but now it's put out there as proof. Realtors love to sell at these high valuations, and they have been colluding to basically keep these high home valuations propped up so that they made more money. Also, Schwab is laying off over 2,000 people out of their 35,000 staff, as well as Panera Bread planning to cut about 17% of its corporate staff as they prepare for their IPO as early as 2024. And the Swiss National Bank has posted a $13.36 billion loss for the third quarter, and WeWork is planning to file for bankruptcy as early as next week. Finally, let's touch on the S&P 500. Buy trading at 420 on the dot, up 0.43% on the day, coming up to a nice resistance level here, bounce off of that level that we said back here. And if this was going to continue to sell off, this is the level it would get rejected at for a nasty sell-off to the downside. I am still holding my calls. I'm keeping my money where my mouth is. I said early November, I think the SPY is coming all the way up to 442.75, and even if we don't make it there early November, I still think the SPY goes crazy. Obviously, I am making this video before the Fed rate hikes come out. In fact, they come out in about an hour and 20 minutes. All of these banks assume no hike is here, and that is what's getting priced into the market. If there is a hike, the SPY is probably going to bleed. However, even if there's not, this is already priced in. It may flash down for a second and then start to scale higher. So just be aware of that. Overall, watch 424.75 for the next level on the S&P 500. I am still bullish on the market. Also, guys, here are some earnings after the close today in case you did want to play something, like a little bit of a degen bet here and there. Overall, that is what I got for you guys for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed watching or found value out of the video. Make sure to hit the like button on your way out. Check the links. I love you all. Lottery stocks out.